Hello trader, welcome back to another live session, and this is the last day of trading week and we are on this looks like that the stream is on, and I hope that it's being broadcasted. Still can't see any data here. Welcome. welcome. This is a new interface here, and hello, welcome back to this another live session, traders. Hope that you are enjoying the weekend coming up, and just looking to see that potentially some I need to add a little bit of, what do you hear? Really? I know that the mic is on. We are just trying to create okay, I think it's on. Everything's perfect. Thanks for joining. Let's begin a live trading session for today, and this is a very important, I would say that the most important trading day, guys. We are looking at this coming up in this is a news day, right? And also the weekend, and we are looking at some excellent entry opportunity. Hello, welcome. Gold is crazy today. Yes, this is what, you know, that gold is crazy, and this is what to be like. I like to be gold like that, because this is where we can find a really good trading opportunity, right? So when you see that gold is moving a lot and we have some really good trading opportunity that can give us an incredible entry opportunity here in this market. So let's see first of all market from multiple time frame perspective here in this market. So I hope that you guys are ready for a big day. I would say that big day is because the market is really trending. And if you look at the daily, this is what I was waiting for the market to break out, and it's now approaching an all-time high. So if you look at the market is approaching this all-time high, and when the market approach this all-time high, there is a higher possibility the market to have a breakout. So today's price open and the market has reached this upside here. So as soon as the market opened, we saw there was a bounce of this level here on the daily time frame. So with that bounce, what we can expect here, this market potentially to continue to trend and possibly to go ahead and create a new higher high. So we see that 4380 is the recent all-time high. So, and because the recent all-time high is approaching, we might see really crazy move. And if you look at this, this is 1 hour market structure on gold, and in this 1 hour price action, if you look at from here, this is a potential drop here that we are expecting this market to eventually come back below and then to create a new higher high. So as if you look at this 15 minutes price action, that you can see this is a very sharply bullish market structure, and in that bull market you want to look for buy opportunity. Do you have a different bias today, guys? You can let me know in the live chat what's your bias on gold today, and what I think that gold potentially to bounce off that level. Okay, so before we look at an entry criteria here on gold, because we want to enter from key level. Okay, so this is what I always look at to see the key level, and in this live session we will not only be looking to enter any trade, but also we will be looking at entry from important area of value, that means from a key level. Okay, so that being said, here what we can see, the market, this is 15 minutes price action, which is showing that the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, a more pullback, another more pullback, another more deeper pullback, and the market is here maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure. Now in that uptrending market structure, we are looking at now a breakup structure. Okay, so trading is simple as okay, so you gotta, some of you have, you can share your thought. First of all, I would like to see that all the viewers here, what's your today's bias on gold? So I would like to ask as a Q&A, what's your bias on gold today? Because it's bullish, that you can see, but do you think that the market will be back again to this support? Because today so far I haven't entered any entry because I was waiting for the market to come back to the support. It didn't come to me, basically it didn't drop to that support yet, so I have to readjust now potential entry criteria again, because the earlier plan that I made here for the market to, because when the market was here in this zone, I guess you guys have seen the analysis that I posted. This is what I was waiting for the market to potentially drop down back below, but it didn't. It just had a very strong move back to the upside. If you look at, okay, so it created a big bullish move here to the upside in this market. Now because it is on a bullish move. So you see a couple of members were bullish, is bullish, okay, because it's a bullish market structure. All right, so and in that bull market we are only looking for buying, and when we look for an entry, okay, this is what I always emphasize, is that when you look at an entry, the first step is to look for the trend, because to enter a trade, okay, to enter a trade, we need only two, okay, two vitally important questions to answer. One is the direction, because if you look at your trading account, you see there are only big buy and big sell button. Okay, big buy and big sell button, and once you see the big buy and big sell button, after you found the direction, okay, so here we need to decide, because the market either will go up, okay, market either will go up, either will go down, or will move in a sideways. So if the market going up, down, or sideways, then with this up, down, and sideways, we can decide either to buy or sell this market. So therefore, to decide or to answer this one question, either to buy or either to sell, we need to look at the key level or the market structure in the market. All right, so therefore here in this level, in this market, we are waiting for a breakup structure. Once we see the market is in a breakup structure, that's where we can look at entry in this market. All right, so once we find the breakup structure, it's easier for us to find an entry. So this next step, once we can find either to buy or sell in the market, it becomes next easy to find an entry trigger. Okay, so two questions. Once we get the entry trigger, we are done. Okay, we have got that entry trigger. So you got that the market structure bullish, we will be buying, so you decided to buy. Now once you decided to buy, the next step for you is to look at, so once you got the buy or sell, is to when to enter, right? Where is that entry trigger? And once you see that where is the entry trigger, you are ready to buy or sell. Is that all? The question is no, that is not all. Okay, so once you got the buy or sell, the next thing that you need to make sure is risk management. Where to put your stop loss? How much risk to take? Should you close the trade or no? You need someone also in the beginning especially to guide you, or some kind of a strategy that you should follow to find out either you should be running the trade or closing. And that's why this live session really help you to identify and to understand either to buy or sell, either to hold the trade or to run. And that's why you start to see better understanding of the market structure. You can see that where the market is potentially be heading. So from that point of view, if we look at the market now on gold, we are looking at potential trading opportunity here. And today's market was very bullish, that you can see. This is the 30 minutes chart, which was a very sharp bullish. and in that bull market you're looking at here, okay. So with this move that you can see in this market, this is a this is an important support here, and from this support, if we look at the 30 minutes, with this 30 minutes price action here, and there is a fair value gap. Now these are levels that I'm looking at for potential entry in this market. So that being said, we are looking at here in this market for an entry trigger at the moment for bullish bias back to the upside, as it is a bull market. And with this bullish bias, we are looking at this market to give us an entry opportunity from this support level. And that being said, here is the key support level the market is approaching. I'm looking at the 15 minutes. We will be looking to see the price to come back to this fair value gap. That's what we're looking at in this market, for the price to potentially come back, retest, and then return again back in the direction of the trend. So this is the 1 hour market structure as well, and there is no significant high impact news coming later today. So the calendar, if we look at, we have seen earlier GBP, there was a minus 0.1% GDP, while it was forecast to be plus 0.1% this quarter. So yesterday's unemployment claims was higher than expected. So there was some kind of news that has contributed to the current move in the market. Now, this move that you can see in the market is because all the data has been published, okay, and the market is now ready for ready for another move again, okay. So this is what we are looking at this market structure. TP4350, yes. Looking at the lower time frame, and you can see after break of this low, there is a bounce back to the upside here. So what are you looking? Gold ahead will break all-time high. Today the market can go for an all-time high. Already there is a significant move that you can see. And if you look at the daily price action, okay, the daily candlestick pattern is very important, because what do you see, that daily candlestick pattern here is highly bullish, and it's a full body green, and whenever the market is coming down, the buyers are pushing that market back to the upside. So because there is a bullish pressure in this market, the possibility here for the market today to go for an all-time high is higher. But I would like to ask the community here, and I'm sending a poll, okay. So let me see how many of you think that today gold will create an all-time high. So I posted a poll. Let's say that because what majority of the traders will believe the market will do. Normally the market moves based on beliefs. So share what you think today about the gold, and that's how we can have some better understanding of today's market. EURUSD, can EURUSD go to 1.17? We will be looking at, anyone here trade euro dollar? I do currency, I do trade currency also. So euro dollar, right? So if you look at here, euro dollar is bullish, and it's gonna, for me, it's a highly bullish market, and potentially it's coming to a level where we might be looking to buy here. Euro dollar, if you look at, and gold, if you look at here, it's showing that, you know, this is a highly bullish market, gold. In the price action 4 hour, you can see the previous sessions 4 hour candlestick pattern that it has formed. It's a full body candle close. Okay, so if you look at the previous session, it's a full body candle close, and because it's a full body candle close, and the bias here is still to the upside. The recent low is low. So because there is a stronger bullish confluence in this market, because it has a stronger bullish confluence, the possibility here to remain upside is higher. Now there is an inverted head and shoulder. This is the 1 minute chart here that you can see, and that's a sign of further bullish move back to the upside. 1 hour candle closing with a, this might again push back here, because this is a, if you look at this up here, it's a pure FBG. Pure means that if you look at the past here from the daily, there's no this price has not been balanced, so it's a full imbalance in the market. And because it's an imbalance, the possibility here for the market to potentially go back to the upside is very high. And therefore I'm looking at in this market for the current support level is here. Okay, so you can see this is the current support level, and in that current support level, expecting the market to trend back further below here. And so is the market is coming to that support, and with that support level, expecting the market to trend further down here, and that might bring that price potentially back again in this area. And looking at here, this is 30 minutes price action, and you can see that so far it's showing that upside. So coming to any of these key support level can give us an entry opportunity here in this market. So the price action here is still maintaining an upside, and there is a possibility for a new higher high, but I'm waiting for the market to, this is our current level, that looking for buy. Waiting on buy for this market to potentially retest back to the upside. That is where we are looking at in this market. One hour candle close coming, and that can bring the market back below here to the support level. Looking for the market to potentially drop down back below to the support level, and that is where you will be looking at possible entry in this market. So looking at some, we see that 15 votes. So if you guys give a cast a vote, I see that 80% traders thinking that gold gonna be bullish. It's bullish, but good day, coach, and everyone. Thank you. All right, so the entry trigger is what we are looking at for breakout structure. It's bullish now at the moment, and there's no doubt it's a very sharply bullish market. The previous 15 minutes form a narrow doji here. Okay, so with that narrow doji, that you can see the market here creating this sharp, if you look at this is a support, there is a potential for an upside bias here back to the upside in this market. And you see there is a narrow doji that can melt that price potentially back below to this support. Okay, so 1 hour candle closed, not closed yet, near coming. And if the market drop down for another test here, that is where we will be looking at this entry in this market. So with the candle close coming in few minutes, this is the current support level looking at for an entry in this uptrending market structure. And also it is another important price action that you need to look at here is, it is very in fact important, is that when we are looking at an entry or any price action that you want to look for buying or selling, the first thing is to know that where the level is. Okay, and also there is another very important criteria that most traders overlook, and I really want you to pay attention, because this is where you start to really learn the actual way to trade, because it's a very important, is the timing. Okay, it's not the time frame, it's not the technical, it's not the fundamental, it's not the psychology, it's about the timing. Okay, so timing means that in context of the price action, what time is this? Okay, this is something entirely depends on the future and also the past, some of the, especially on the past experience. Okay, so for example, let's say now what the market in a zone, and also Monday this time, Tuesday this time, what is the difference? Okay, so if you look at, this is Friday, right, and we are progressing towards the NY session. I think NY session is still not open, but so if you look at, this is coming up NY session, and with the NY session opening, there is a potential for significant move in the market that can happen. Okay, so and with that move on NY session, if you look at, the market may in fact have a strong breakout because of the session and because of the timing. So the timing is crucial to look at when we are looking at the market structure. So if you look at here, you can see this is a the market structure here is a bullish, and in this bullish market we see there is a only the market is pushing back here to the upside. Okay, so we are looking at only entry, buy entry in this market. And if you look at here, you can see that with the candle close, this rejection is, it's a pullback for me, and the market may still go back to the upside. This is the 1 hour, and the only reason I'm not looking to buy now is because this market is extremely overextended in one direction. So it's a fully overextended in one direction, and that might create this possible fluctuation in the market. So if you look at here, you can see this is a completely entirely strongly a bull market. So you can see the market is maintaining this series of higher low. And because it's maintaining this series of higher low, there is a possibility for a break back to the upside here in this market. And this is the current support level from the 1 hour. Looking at that market to bounce off the level. Good day, welcome. So it created a new level that you can see breaking below here can give us possible a criteria for an entry to the upside here in this market. So there is an inverted head and shoulder. This is, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart, and that's where you might find an entry for the short-term move. So from the 5 minutes, if you look at, it is a clean inverted head and shoulder. And with that inverted head and shoulder, we might be able to see the market to go ahead and create a new higher high in this market. And that's what looking to see this market to cross that high and then create a new higher high. This is on a resistance line, and I'm not going to look at any sell from this level. So we will be looking at this market structure to give us an entry from the key level. So looking at the 1 hour again, if you look at here, you can see the price is coming back below. It is entirely overextended, but breaking below can give a short-term bullish entry here in this market. Why has gold not gone to retest? It has left many and huge gaps. Why is that? Okay, these are some important questions. Let's refresh the chart and look at now. Why has gold not gone to retest? Okay, so where did it has left the gap? At what time frame you are talking about? I don't see any gap. You mean here? Here? In this area? This is a very sharply, there is a stronger buying pressure. It didn't retest back below here. So the possibility here, because it has a very strong momentum, the market have bounce off this level, and there is a key level of resistance that you can see here. And that key level of resistance, the market may go ahead and cross that high. So from this support, if we look at, this is the move that you can see has created significant bounce, and because it's in a bullish momentum, the possibility here that this market remain upside, it didn't come back. It's not necessary that always the market will come back. At some point it might come back. You might see that this market has created an all-time high, okay, crossing this zone here, created this all-time high, and then returned back again. But because it almost more than halfway to this fair value gap, okay, so fair value gap means that if you see a strong selling pressure, the market dropped, and it is, as usual, it should be going to feel that imbalance in the market. Instead, it dropped back below. Now it's going back up. So it in fact left this zone that you see as an imbalance. Okay, so like if you see that when the market was here, it dropped a lot for filling that imbalance. Now if you look at here, you can see that it's going back up, and also it left imbalance in that direction. So therefore, at the moment, the only thing that you can see is that I think it's time to sell. I wouldn't do that. There's a breakup structure, but I don't do that because it is looking at the 1 hour. It might drop a lot or may go for a pullback, but I wouldn't sell this market, guys. This is the first thing that you need to make sure that you see all this 1 hour candlestick pattern, all of them full body green, right? They are bullish candlestick pattern. Now in that bullish candlestick pattern, where you can see the market here to, if the price come here, that's gonna be a buying pressure again. Even we might not see that this candle to come here because there is a stronger bullish momentum, but if it comes, that's gonna be potentially a buy zone here for us to look at. So this is where, look at the trend line. The market is slowly creating that pullback structure. Okay, so one is the trending structure, the other one is a pullback structure. We are looking at here for the market to drop down to this support for deeper pullback. And once the market drop enough for this pullback, we will be looking at this market to give us an entry. So this is the current trend line, and you can see the market is slowly breaking that trend line. Okay, it's slowly coming down here and potentially to create a new lower low. This zone is a high area of value, and that's what I'm looking at for possible entry. Once the market give us that confirmation, once the market shows that pattern that this market is to bounce off that level. All right, so this is what we are looking at, for the price to go ahead, retest, and then return again. Now, understanding the market structure and also understanding the trend is very important. So if you look at this, you see 10 and 20 MA since crossed over. Here, this is 5-minute chart. It didn't test the 20 EMA now. It just touched that 20 EMA. So this is one very important event that we can look at in this market. And with that retest of this event, what you can expect here, that the market to potentially drop down back below to this support level. And if you look at here, you can see this is that's what we are looking at, this market to come back and then to give us a bullish bounce from that level. If this market breaks below here, we will be looking at entry. If the price goes up off this level, we will not be going to go long. But if the market breaks below and creates a price action pattern that we can recognize as a bullish pattern, we'll be looking at this market to give us that entry. I think there might be some bearish pressure here. And by the way, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So there is a candle close and the market now dropping down here for another potential retest, and that retest can give a higher possibility for the market to test the 20 EM and 10 EM and then return back again to the upside here. So if the market drop back here to this 4327 or in that area, we are looking for potential buying opportunity here in that market, and you want to see that the price has done enough pullback. Okay, so if it does, that's where you want to enter the bullish trading opportunity for possible upside again back, and especially if the market cross this low here, there is an imbalance, there's a gap, you can see. Patience is key that I always talk about. Okay, if you guys are passionate about trading, so make sure that you always stay patient and wait for the best setup possible. Being picky in trading is the best habit you can see. You know, always look at the reason not to open rather than to open. Okay, because this is a big mistakes in terms of trading psychology many traders make. You know, in the beginning of my trading career also I made the same mistake, is to, you know, seeing the trade which is not there. But once you become more of familiar with the fact that there will be a lot of trade that you need to miss out, you start to see them clearly. So looking at this level from the support is slowly bouncing off that level, and you can see the market is maintaining that trend. 4-hour chart here, this is the 4-hour market structure. Now the possibility for the market to come back 4327 is higher to 4330 to 4327, and in between that level is what we are looking at this market to give us an entry opportunity. Because if the market breaks below, it's gonna be separate from this structure entirely, and once it's gonna be separate from the structure entirely, we are looking at the entry here in this market. Do you think gold will reach all-time high today? Okay, the possibility for gold to reach all-time high is high, but it can be today or it can be next week, because it might even create a new high and then trend back to the upside. Later we could see that deeper pullback. This is entirely a bull market, so the chances for this market to remain upside is higher. And the market structure also showing the same kind of price action that you can see. Okay, so if you look at this market structure, the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure. Looking at again the lower time frame, so the way you can understand a market, either it is a bull market or bear market, from the how this market structure has built in that area. So you see that it's a bigger green candles, smaller red candles. This red candle so far not showing a stronger drop. That means the bulls are in control. Therefore, coming to the lower shadow of this green candle is where there is a high probability trades are up for another bounce back to the upside. Even it can bounce before that either. But I'm looking at here, guys, for this drop down back below to the support level and then to revert back again to the upside. So you can see from this high here, what's the support level today? Okay, so the current support from the intraday is from 4330 to 4327. This is the zone that can be a zone that you could see the market to fill and then to return. So currently we are looking at the 1 hour support. The 1 hour support, depending on what time frame you are looking at, and also the 4 hour support, that you can see the market is approaching that 4 hour support. Now from this support, there's a full body move. The market can come back for a deeper pullback, but it will be very unusual if this market entirely drop down here. Once the market breaks below, we will be using a pending order for any bounce of that level. We are looking at those areas here. The market from the support slowly bouncing off that level that you can see here, but the bullish confluence here is not as we expected for a bigger move. Once we see the market, and I think it may not be very strongly bullish from here. If you look at the 4 hour, the market has tested this low, and if the price break 4327, okay, that can be a zone that can show further upside. Okay, today's market is significantly bullish. After this FOMC. Explain Euro USD. Euro USD on a pullback. So if you guys look at it, you can see this is a pullback on euro dollar, and that is where the market is slowly coming down, pushing that back below here on euro dollar. That can bring that market back below here further downside. Euro dollar is in a pullback. Euro dollar is a bull market, so you might see that euro dollar potentially to bounce off this level. This is currently on a downtrend on euro dollar, and we might see the price to drop further back below. And euro dollar may come down for deeper pullback at 1.1682. If the market breaks below, that's gonna give us a possible buying opportunity on euro dollar. Well, you can see that on gold is where there is this is a key support area, and this market to potentially test the lower shadow and then to go back again to the resistance line. So it's, if you look at here, you can see series of higher low with a doji, and 30 minutes candle closed. There was a move here earlier that we have seen now on a pullback. So this pullback might remain here for a little more time for gaining momentum. And see, there's a doji. 4327 is what I'm looking at for possible entry. Do you have any specific level that you are looking at? You can share what's your thought on it. But here we can see that 4327 is where the current support, and the market is rejecting. But this is also that day we discussed that if we see that, let's say the market is bearish, then here in this lower time frame, why we are not going for any long. All right, so there is only one reason, is that trend, right? We want to make friendship with the trend. That's where because whenever you trading with the trend, you started to see how it is powerful. Really, guys, this is, I think a couple of minutes ago here, if you look at the chat, you can see some of you have said to sell, which is very normal to happen, especially in the beginning of the trading, to look for top for sell, bottom for buy, but in trading the other way around. Okay, that's why trading is so different. The only way you can become what I would say that successful trader is by learning. Okay, by learning through education, progressing with education, and that's where only you can become a consistently profitable trader. That's the main goal of every trader, to become a consistently profitable trader. So I'm looking at 4326 and 4325 because of FBG. What do you think? 4326 and 4325. This is a 2625. Yeah, this is the level that we might see a rejection. 4327, that okay. I would look to see the price action. We will be looking at those levels, and you can see this kind of move that you want to see, that one single move. So if you look at this 1 minute price action, you can see it's a one single move coming, and this one single move, if you look at that entirely dropping down to that support, if there is no green candle in the middle, the possibility here for bounce of that is higher. So this is the 4 hour, the market, you can see that this is where the candle close, candle open, which is an important level, and we might not see a big bounce from that level, but can expect a short-term move up. Okay, so it's showing up potentially. It may even go off this level. Are you going to see that? Okay, getting the rejection back below. So we'll be using the pending order because we don't want to buy on a falling market. See, these are the techniques. Okay, these are strategies. So you don't want to buy on a falling market. Instead, you will be using a pending order above. If the market reverse, it will take us that entry, and then you want to see the market is going back to the upside. But still, the market can do anyway, in any direction. This is the job of the market, is to fluctuate. Risk management is key. So here, guys, here we'll be placing buy stop order above this high. If the market breaks out, we'll be in the trade with a tight stop loss, and we'll be placing nearly to 40 pip stop loss. And because there is a consolidation, we cannot, I will not be taking a very big profit target. We need to be practical here because there is consolidation and it's nearest high. The market may go up or may not go up, so it might test this level and range again. So here we'll be using buy stop order above this high. Okay, so buy stop order at 414331.60. Stop at 4327.49. We'll be leaving the TP at 4338.48. So trade is active, so very tight and very tight stop loss. If the market goes back below, we will be out with the minimum okay, so so if the market cross this high here, we will be able to catch 25 pip or more. The market goes there, you're looking at. Looks like it's still bearish. For our looking at this market structure to show up a move here. Getting rejection from this higher price, and it's creating long wick candle on both direction. So you're out with the trade. Here is the market is from this support level. There is a rejection back below, and with multiple liquidity sweep here, the price has broken that support level here that you can see in this area. So mine got triggered. I'm not sure if you guys have got triggered because I got RD entry, but we will be looking at again for to see that how the market is creating the structure in that area even in 1 hour. So this is where the price, so it's now just from the support level bouncing off that, and the market may come for a deeper pullback here. So if you look at the 4 hour, that you can see the market from the 4 hour perspective, it didn't bounce off that level. So there is a potential for deeper pullback here in this market if you look at, and so therefore it is still okay. So getting rejection from the top, we'll be looking for re-entry as soon as we see the market has shown proper confirmation. It's buying time. support. If you look at the 15 minutes, it's gonna, anytime we see the market to potentially reverse. Now this is a, if you look at, this is a key support level, and that key support level, if you look at, can cross this even low here. So because there is a break of support, right, and now it's approaching this fair value gap. It had a breakdown, and do you think this there might be a waterfall here? There might be a waterfall. There might be. If that's happened, then you might see the market to come back below to this order block. See what's happening here, guys. We might be able to see something really interesting. Okay. Okay, if the market structure shows very strong bearish confluence, we even can look for sell entry, okay, because there is a shift in sentiment, but still I'm not looking at. But if it shows that pattern, there is a possibility for complete drop if the market shows. Now I'm not looking at, guys, as I mentioned earlier, I'm only looking at to trade with the major trend. But if we see that there is a higher chance for a change of trend, there's a higher chance for a reversal, then we only will be looking at entry, right? So it's still not showing any sign, and once we see there is a sign of reversal, then we will be looking at entry. And I believe you guys in the same page. So here is this is the lower time frame move that we can see price is approaching that high, okay, and good day. Now if the market goes up and then reach that level where we are looking at possible entry here in this market. There's a chance for a waterfall. Yeah, that's true. But if it does, then you could see a big, if the market continue to drop this 4 hour, because there is a zone where there is a fair value gap here, the market reached that level, and if we look at this high here, which is, it's not a very significant level, but if this market, if you look at here, you can see this, if this market strongly reject, then you are looking at this price to come back below this 4 hour low. If it strongly break down, it will entirely engulf this, potentially this green candle, which is very higher chance to happen. So if the market, if you look at here, entirely drop down, it is a higher chance this market will break below to this support level. Therefore, if we see there is a higher chance for bearish, we can look for sell entry in this market. Here is, so far I see there is a potential for downtrend. Okay, so this is potential for downtrend. If we see that there is a bearish price action strongly, we will be looking for sell. Buy market is still not doing anything, but if there is a sharp bearish price action, we'll be looking for. The current level of resistance is here. So there is a bearish price action being shown, and there is a 15 minutes also candle close coming. So this 15 minutes candle close is important, because with this candle close, either the market to come back to this 4316 or could go up for a moving back up. And I always hesitate to trade against the trend. That's where the thing happens. If we enter against the trend at any point, you see the market will just have a reversal. So it is showing bearish price action. It's a very fast move. See that this is a very interesting price action has formed, and there is a one candle drop and then reaction back up. So to trade this kind of market, might find it hard to predict in the right time. That's why it's always a good idea to wait for the market to show proper confirmation. Now I'm deleting those levels to see what is happening. So this is the 1 hour, and in this 1 hour market structure, from this support level that we can see the price has created this upside bias here, and this might take that price back up potentially to create a new higher high. EURUSD is on a pullback that you can see. USD might have bullish move for short term from this 10 EMA. See gold getting euro dollar is trending and it's maintaining an uptrend at the moment. Well, we can see the gold had a drop here and then immediately it reverse back, and that might be, if you look at the 4 hour, you can see it is a bullish trend, and from this support it got back up. Now 30 minutes that showing it is a bullish market structure. There is a 10 EMA retest and the market has had a sharp breakout. There's entirely a complete one single move back to the upside here in this market. It's a single breakout. Euro dollar is flying back to the upside to this intraday resistance line, while gold had initial rejection from this support. Now it's above the resistance level. As soon as this new candle opened, it has shown big move back to the upside. So any pullback now on the 1 hour is where you want to see buying pressure. The market may even come back again for another retest. So if you look at here, this is a breakout right now. Usually if you see this kind of move, you will see that the market may come back again, because it's one single breakout to the upside, and within one single breakout we want to see the market coming back here below. Welcome, welcome. And by the way, guys, one very important question is share your how long you are trading, your experience. That's good to know and hear. And also, if you're trading for some time, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, can you tell one thing that you think that you are lacking, that not making you profitable, or if you are profitable, to share? So can you share one thing that you are missing out in your trading that you think that you need to develop or improve or add to become profitable? Okay, I'm sharing as a question. So what do you think that what one thing that you think that you should be improving for you to become profitable? Once you say that, it will really will bring a big light in your trading. It's once you recognize that, that's gonna give you a big move. Okay, so that's a trading psychology. Okay, so which is emotion. All right, so this is what note. The question is, didn't you know where to put the stop loss, or it just you try to make it like, you know, quick gain like that? So it's a trading psychology. It's the part of trading psychology. And how can you improve that? Also, there is, I think there is the best way that I approach, because we human, right? We all have the emotion, we all have the grit. But the way I eliminate it by automating my trading system, that can help us to overcome that emotional part, because, you know, it trades for me when even I am not looking at it, because sometimes manual entry causes that to happen. What else you think that it's gonna help you to learn and grow? So this part of trading psychology, putting a, you know, that bigger stop loss, or, you know, looking for a big gain and then not having it, is to develop trading psychology. And it's easier, you know, difficult said than done. So it's difficult, I know, because it's not gonna improve in one day. But if you really want to solve that, the best way is to use rule-based strategy that is fully automated, so you don't have to, you know, like look at it over and over again or place a manual entry. Do your risk management, do the risk management, let the market do the job. Yes, thank you. It's cool to yeah. So okay, anyone has anything that you think that you're lacking, that maybe, what do you think, what because becoming a trader, that, if you want to be a successful trader, you need to have some kind of tools or strategy or psychology that will help you to become a better trader. Having an understanding of is important. Closing winning trades early is my problem. Okay, very good point, which is okay. Closing winning trades early is okay. So one members explain he didn't put the stop loss. The other members closing winning. Okay, closing winning trades early. All right. So this is also very common. All these are trading psychology mistakes, and those mistakes, if you look at those trading psychology mistakes, is very common, and sometimes it's difficult to eliminate because there happens on an outside of the awareness. Most of the time you'll see that. So the best way, that one also that I think is to, not I think I found that I implemented, it really works, is to use a rule-based system that trades for you when you are not looking at. So the only thing that you need to practice is learning, growing, and then automating your system. Let the market trade for you when you are at sleep, because when you're at sleep you're trading, then you're not looking at, and you're not modifying the trade, not pushing the stop loss, neither closing the winning. So this is one way. The other way is, if you want to not to do that way, that the only way is to develop a very strong trading psychology. Okay, that you stick to your plan and you do that. Okay, which is how most trader does, except those who really master their strategy and they can automate it to trade for them. Okay, what else you have? Anyone else any different way that you think that you can think of one thing? Okay, so it's still maintaining that. Okay, so today was compound according to, I actually didn't understand the first part of your question, but second part is the analysis market very well by reject TP second half. Okay, so to know that the like the exit and entry, so to know the exit and entry, this is where comes down to strategy, how to get automated trading. Okay, so for automated trading, let's go to the first part of the question here. Okay, for getting to stop loss and take profit target, it's normally should have kind of rule-based strategy, because all strategy has that rules of stop loss and take profit target. Everyone has a different way to do that. Some people do as ATR. Normally in my strategy I use ATR for stop loss. Okay, normally I use 2 ATR or 1.5 ATR at least. Okay, if you don't know how to use ATR, also you can watch some lessons available. And so stop loss by ATR and maybe profit target you can set by risk reward, which is important to look at. Okay, I do use risk reward so that I have more profit target than my stop loss. Another thing is lot sizing, which is very important. Lot sizing means that because this is a number one criteria to become successful trader, is to look at the lot sizing. Lot sizing means that regardless of your stop loss peep, you always keep your profit target and you keep your risk always the same. So regardless of any how many pip stop loss you placed, 10 pip, 20 pip, 30 pip, okay, always the risk is same. That is about the stop loss, okay, which is lot sizing. Most traders just use the fixed lot. Okay, lot sizing is very important. How to get the automated trading? So okay, for the automated trading, if you are using your own strategy to trade, there is a way you can automate it. We have a group that we are running, okay, where I'm trading my strategy also with some members. You guys can join the free group here, link below, where more often there is promotion. Currently the group is limited to the premium, but if you guys want to explore more, you can join the free signal group where you can find more information on how to access that. But if anyone can automate your trading system, okay, you don't have to trade based on my strategy. You can automate your trading strategy as long as it has an edge, okay, which is very important, guys. Keep in mind that having an edge is where you can understand. So let me give you simple understanding of why it is important. So if you look at, I can buy from here, stop loss here, take profit here, right? It's a 50-50 chance, right? Now add confluence to it. Okay, you can add more confluence to it and it's gonna increase your probabilistic, okay, such as the risk reward. Okay, this is one way. Another way is to use the trend, use indicators. Also you can use some moving averages, RSI. These are some of the important price action confluence that you can use to increase the probability of the trade that you open. That's the simplest way. And with the automated, you can manage your risk as well, which is another very important aspect of trading. Many other benefits, and this is what also I'm teaching in the academy, because this is my goal here, is to help as many traders as possible, to help who really need it, because it's now we are knocking at 2026 and it's really never been easy to trade like this. Okay, we will need to take it to the next level. 37 level. Yeah, so this is the market. We saw there was a bounce here and the market is now in that area. If you look at, this is the 1 minute chart, the 15 minutes price action that you can see here, which is after this massive bullish engulfer. It's gonna be able to break this high at some point if you look at. Okay, and now this 15 minutes candle is almost closing as a doji. 4 minutes remaining. It couldn't break this low, therefore here the chance for the market to move again back. Okay, so it's trying to cross that high here. There's a sideways consolidation pattern. So it's creating a new high. 4-hour price action showing that there is a possibility for continuation back above here in this market. Okay, so what we have learned, guys, so far, we'll be also looking for an entry, trading, okay, becoming a trader. What do we think and what really need? There is a big difference. So, you know, I have gone through in this field a lot. I had mentored thousands of traders and I know straight away what happens in the level of trading psychology. So one is that what we think and what actually is. So what we think is that we need a strategy, we need tools, we need learning, which is true. But if you put a weight to it, then what we need is 30%. You need 30% effort for learning, strategy, tools. And 70% is your trading psychology. This is where the real trading comes in play. All right. So to be a successful trader, the first thing that you need to understand that you don't need much education. You need little education, but the right one. But you need to develop a strong trading psychology, becoming a trader. Okay, and that only can be through, okay, because you can take a course, you can learn, you can, you know, trade on the market, do technical analysis, everything you can do. But to become a trader, to develop the true trading psychology, is through an interaction that I think that you need to be interactive with, or having to put yourself in that zone where you transform yourself from a non-trader to a trader. Okay, you can, that's how you can become. So one practice can be, okay, because there's only one thing that no one can give you is your trading psychology. Keep in mind that one. Okay, there's only one thing that no one can give you is your trading psychology. Everyone can give you tools, strategies, signals, education, but this is only the thing that you need to develop yourself. Okay, so then you can become a better trader. Okay, now we see that there is a break below here, and the 15 minutes move, market structure breaking that low here, but it's automatic, so you can develop the trading psychology without effort. Just watching this live session, you'll see that it's gonna entirely change your trading. I think it's the best decision you can do, because here you'll be able to be patient and wait for the right trade to come to you, and you start to see yourself as a trader, as a winning trader. Okay, here is after break of this low, the market is showing that pressure back above, and it's massive breakout. Recent low is here. From the support is pushing back above here, and current support is here. Now we need to see a clean breakout and then retest. Now you can see the market here. This is the structure. The market has broken back above. We want to see now potential. It's a very strong uptrend, and when the market really moves very strongly, sometimes it becomes very hard to enter in the right time, and that's why I'm little bit here slower at the moment. This is what it is, guys. This is completely opposite. You see that when the market fast, automatically becomes slower, because in a fast moving market you can't enter. When the market's slow, it is better to be little faster, because it's gonna prepare for a move. And that's why I find less trade when the market moves a lot. Medium, like the moderate movement, is very easy to enter. Now coming back below 334 can be an important support level that you can look at here in this market. Okay, so you see some move here, slowly coming down back below. And the market with a strong trend doesn't come for a deeper pullback. Here, if the market goes back below 4334, we will be looking at entry for another bounce, or for the market to create a new higher high here. It may come, don't you think? Now, timing is important because we are looking at the 4 hour, which is 1.5 hour, and there's one more. This 1 hour candle is a full bullish engulfer so far, and that 1 hour candle can be starting up another move. There is a big move followed by this 1 hour price action. So coming below here can be a level that we can look for buying. Do you take trade on 1 minute time frame? Yes, I do. Of course. 1 minute, taking trade on 1 minute time frame doesn't mean that you just, trading on lower. We can trade based on support resistance, and I don't trade on 1 minute alone. You guys have seen that. I do trade based on the multiple time frame, and all the analysis that I post also discuss about the multiple time frame analysis. Okay, so if you look at here, this market from the 15 minutes, it's a bull market. So we are looking at a key support level. Okay, and now we are looking at the 1 minute for entry. So if the market goes back with this 1 minute, now how we look at this lower time frame market structure is for ATR or bigger move. Okay, and there's a breakout here. It's now on a very narrow sideway movement, expecting it to drop down here back and then to return again back above in that area. So this is a consolidation pattern here that you can see in that area. So there is a the market trying to break below here, but this is a, if you look at, this is a very strongly uptrend. That's why the price is struggling to bounce off this level that you can see, and coming down for a pullback. coming to the support level. Okay, so the market has come to this key support level here. The price has tested this lower shadow, and there's a buying pressure, but the market in a zone where we might see, it can still be reverse back again, or it can go up again depending on how the market structure is creating next. It's a very interesting market structure. We can look for, this can be considered as a bullish price action, and So daily market structure that you can see so far, it is highly bullish, and there is fair value gap. The market is approaching that. So imbalance area, and just looking to see that what kind of market structure is creating in this area here. Things gonna be highly bearish or bullish. This is a level that can go in both direction. Fifteen minutes market structure showing to be the market may start a bullish move here. 15 minutes candle closing with a long wick. This is a strong manipulation here, and market is slowly trying to build that move back above here. So looking for a here bullish entry, which is a high probable in this area. So we're looking at here, form an inverted head and shoulder, which eventually could bring that market back above. No opportunity. The market, this is a break below, and we saw there was a liquidity sweep and there is a rejection back again. So the price action is not as expected. As you saw here, is the market is showing to be, if you look at, this is a breakup structure here, okay, and I think this is a potentially starting up another move. In this area, the way it has, the manipulation happened, that it didn't follow proper rules here, that I would say, because after this red candle, it already crossed a couple of times this support level. The market could continue to rise back up, and it has broken again. That's why I didn't enter. Others would look to enter in this market. This price section that you can see is now again turned to highly buying pressure here. 15 minutes candle close with a big pin bar. This kind of market structure the same as if you look at the monthly, you can see that similar kind of price action here. After this candle close below, the market now pushing that high, and there is an imbalance here in that area, and It's a buying pressure, and order block filled, pullback, and fair value gap as the EMA 50 close. So here what we have seen so far in this area, there is a buying pressure here, and therefore you see this move that you can see on the lower time frame. For me to enter, I normally wait for a clean trigger, for example, looking back to this market to drop any of this key support level, and then to enter based on that. So if this market drop here, okay, to this level with one single drop without any pullback, and then create a bullish candle, then we will be looking at buy here. At the moment it's on a pullback, and with this NY session we would see that because the last day of trading week there can be significant move coming later. You know, always trading is a long game, so I believe that you guys understand it. It's always the best idea is to wait for the best setup. If not, then not entering. Okay, we had yesterday 2 trades in a row. Sometime we take 1 trade, sometime no trades. That's fine. Okay, so as long as we are looking at the bigger picture, we are looking at the growing as a trader for long term, lifelong, becoming a successful trader, then this is the best way to trade, to wait for the best opportunity, right? So that being said, thank you for joining here, guys, and I believe you enjoyed this live session. We have spent a big week. Next week is huge because of the NFP and also the coming up weekend closure, holiday closure. See there again, trading. Until that, stay well, stay happy. See you soon with any new analysis coming.